Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Canton Insiders. This is our third episode, and last time we talked about business, Cantonomics, and what the adoption curve of the Canton Network actually looks like. Today, we are going a little bit under the hood, so how the Canton Network technically works, how Daml contracts power it, how it's different from the other chains you've heard about. I'm talking today to João Antunes. He's the customer experience engineer and software engineer at Catalyst Blockchain Manager and IntellectEU. And basically, he's the person the customers usually text or call when they have any technical or implementation questions related to the network. Happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and hi everyone.
And to kick it off, straight to the hood of the Canton Network, can you explain how the Canton Network is architecturally different from other networks? I know we've got validators, synchronizers. Maybe you can explain what every one of these does.
Yeah, Canton is also is a distributed ledger, so it's a normal distributed like everyday thing that we hear from the news and from the tech blogs and so on. The difference here is the way that it's structured, and it's quite important because it really has its picky things and makes the difference. So, like you said, synchronizers and validators are the major difference. Their concepts are the same, but they are structurally different. So the synchronizers are not involved in the transactions per se. They just organize them. So they keep the house clean. Let's say like that, and they make sure that everyone is behaving correctly. The validators, yeah, those are the guys that do validate. They are also earn rewards and run the demo code. They are the important ones and the things that everyone now wants to have, because they are the engine behind all of this network, and they do have separate roles, and they're both important. One will not work without the others, but they are both important and quite different from the everyday normal ledger that you hear.
Okay, interesting. And also one of the unique things about the Canton network is that it's powered by demo contracts. And for the someone who's heard about Solidity or other smart contract languages, what's unique about Daml and why Canton is built on Daml contracts?
Daml is a subset of a language called Haskell. So it has a particularity that it's really going to straightforward to the what you want, and it really avoids you making mistakes. So there are no things like infinite loops, open ends on the process. It's really mandatory for you to conclude everything. So it's quite its finality. It's always guaranteed. Um, and the way that they created the contracts and they created demo means that you define on priority or prior all the parties that you wish to run. So you know exactly who you're calling to, and it's going what can do what. So you can have just a party that you can interact with. That's just an observer. They can just see what's happening on that transaction, on that contract. But you can have both multiple parties interact with the contract itself. And a contract can have multiple actions. So imagine that you can create the contract, archive it or delete the contract, send something to someone else. So these are all things that you can enforce in the contract itself. So it's really the generic term. It's like smart contracts. These are smart contracts by default, and it's quite powerful engine. It's really quite interesting to work with. It's a bit different from Solidity, yes, guaranteed, but it's really nice. Also, this what makes also difference. Thermal, it's private, so like Solidity, it can be public and private. Daml is solely private, and the way that they use stored information, it's stored and validated. We already talked about them, and each validator will only own the things that they are involved in. So if they don't have a party, they can store the contract, sure, no issues, if they are an observer, for example. But if they are someone related to that contract, they will store that thing on them, which means that other validators on the network know that something happened, but do not know what happened exactly, because they do not have the ability to check the transaction itself.
So the contracts really seem to be smart
Yes,
on
they
them.
are. Yes, they are. It's quite interesting to see.
Yeah, and with all these permissions and ability, one of the key features of Canton still is atomic transactions and settlement between multiple parties and systems. Maybe you can also dive deeper on how this works technically.
Yeah, basically, Canton uses it to phase. It's like a commit style. So you evaluate the logic of it, everything, and everything guarantee that all the parties are in there and everything is fine. Then we order, and we check the finality of of everything with the synchronizer. That's why the synchronizer are also quite important. Uh, since we are also sharing this with the world itself, there's always a privacy concern. It's cryptographically preserved like that, so everything is fine. And if everything are okay, and everyone is guaranteed and everything is fine, then it will commit to the transaction. If one of these parts fail, then it will completely fail everything. So in this way, you can guarantee that you can transfer from me to you a token, Canton coin, wherever it is, and we are safe that if something in between breaks, okay, it will revert to me again, and I can do it again. For example,
Mm.
in the in Solidity or Ethereum based contracts, there's always an uncertainty because you are waiting for the commitment to the network. So we are waiting for that to happen. In here, we always have the guarantee that if it doesn't happen, it will return to me.
Yeah, I'm thinking just because you're also responsible for the customer experience and you talk a lot to our customers from a practical standpoint, how challenging it is or how complex it is for a bank, for example, to run a Canton validator, and what issues do they face along the way?
Yeah, you are not the first one to make this question because everyone that we mostly interact with have the question at the first time until we see what we have. So the quick answer is depends. So do they have Catalyst or not? So Catalyst is our product that we deploy and to use to manage the nodes on Canton. We have multiple protocols, but in this case, we are talking about Canton. Uh, and it really eases the deployment and the maintenance of the infrastructure. So, for example, if you're running the normal scripting and infrastructuring tool, it's trivial. It's trivial, more or less. It's always complex because it's infrastructure. There are multiple things in place, but it can take a while. I would say like around a month to put everything ready. Um, and of course, after that month of deployment and everything's fine, you always need support and a dedicated team to maintain everything. And the qualifications of that team usually needs to be a developer or the DevOps, something really specialized for that. With Catalyst, we do the deployment usually in less than a week. Sometimes the process takes a bit of time because of the synchronizers that needs to accept the new validators and so on. There are rules in place. So the smart contracts are really smart. um, and after the deployment and everything goes well, around a week, everything is done. And the team that can do support is usually can be something like me that has a more engineering background, or can be someone with a business uh, degree, or someone that usually uses higher level stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not that long ago joined the team, but I can see that we are taking a lot of workload from the customers trying to
Yes.
join the on that. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, João. That was it. We went a little bit under the hood of Canton, talk about Daml smart contracts and how they're actually smart. talked about how the Canton works technically, atomic transactions, settlement, and a little bit of Catalyst Blockchain Manager and how it simplifies your life. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to be here. And if you are hearing this and you're interested in Canton or will go deeper, please reach out to us. We are always available for you and always available also to explain the magics of Canton and Catalyst.